my name is Abbie McCarthy, and today I'm going to talk to you about Arthur Schopenhauer. He's a German philosopher of the 1800s who's most known by his work, The World as Will and Representation. He's very interesting to me because he is one of the only Eastern philosophers who drew inspiration from Buddhism and the religion as a whole. So his main concept that I'm going to cover is the idea that life is suffering, and that gets broken down into basically two, subpoints. And so originally he believes that to live is to will, and to will is to desire or to pursue a goal. And your goal is either satisfied or not satisfied. So if your goal is not satisfied, you are suffering. And if your goal is satisfied, then eventually the satisfaction of reaching that goal eventually goes away, and then you grow bored. So regardless of if your goal was met, and to live is to will, regardless of willing, you are suffering. And this stood out to me particularly because it's very pessimistic. It's a lot, and a lot of people in his works and everything have mentioned that he is one of the most pessimistic people out there, and that was very intriguing to me because there's, in my opinion, a difference between pessimism and realism, and he is very much so. Everyone is suffering. Life is to suffer. That is the whole focal point. And I basically took from that although I respect his opinion and I can see where he is coming from, personally, I do not want to view my life that way as suffering. And so I kind of took that with me as just a outlook change, because I hope to not suffer. I think as everyone would. But I connected this a lot to my generation. I'm 19. My generation's basically how we've been handling everything with COVID the past 2 years, and how we had these goals and we had these ideas. I thought for 18 years that my graduation was going to be on a stage in the pavilion, and it was going to be everything that I'd hoped for since I was, in elementary school and everything. And all of a sudden, my wills and my goals were not met. I had a little backyard ceremony with my parents and my sister, and it was wonderful. But it was not my goal. My goal was not satisfied. And I suffered a little bit, as I think a lot of people my age did. I had to change where I was going to college because it was either I could stay close to home and I would be with my parents and I would be at a school that's functioning, or I was going to go to Georgia State, but then you're in downtown Atlanta during COVID. So moral of the story is that everyone my age had a plan and we had a goal, and our goals were satisfied. Most of ours, they were satisfied, but they were so different and not what we had expected that I believe it very well intertwined with how our mental health has been doing as a generation. I think it's honestly incredibly terrible. I think a lot of us are struggling significantly, and once we reach them, we do grow bored. So I think, although it is very pessimistic, he pretty much hit the nail on the head with this certain aspect of our lives. Not life in general, but just with that aspect of our goals for what we had planned for our future. So that is going to be it for me. Thank you.